Donald Trump's birthday. What a spectacle. There was tens of thousands of people. All the stadiums were cheek to jowl. There's no room anywhere. The greens were full of people cheering, they were cheering, while the giant missiles travelled past. Hang on just a second. What was that? That's the wrong parade? Oh, that was North Korea. Oh, King, the geezer without an anus. Yeah, that's him, yeah. Just a second. Oh. Donald Trump's birthday party was complete and utter washout, was it? Oh. Oh, yes. He sat there, he did. He looked like he was about to cry. Did Donald Trump, yes. Donald Trump, the US president. Dum-dum, Mr. Unpopular. That he is. But where were all the people? Where are all the people? Well, they were outside, they were. Protesting. The No Kings protests. And if they weren't outside protesting, they were on the beach making human signs saying, No Kings. That they were. Oh, that was a spectacle to behold. Now, they believe that almost 10 million people were protesting across the country. Anti-Trump protests, referring to the No King protests. You see, it has to be said. There were some people there sticking up for old Donald Trump. That there was. In the protests. The Proud Boys were there. Yes, they infiltrated the protests. I kid you not. No. And they said they said that they were there to protect the Conservatives.
We're here to protect the Conservatives when they go back to their cars and Antifa and protesters want to mess with them. We make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, look, Mummy, there's a fascist. That there was. Well, no, people were shouting at him, they said. Does your wife love you? That's what they were shouting to him. Does your wife love you? Why did they say that? Well, because his wife made a post on the TikTok. That she did, yeah. Oh dear, what does she have to say? She had to say this, she did. She's not...
Like I said, I made this public, and as much as I don't want my ugly crying to be out there, it needs to be out there because the world needs to see what happens when Antifa destroys your life.
Antifa?
The world needs to see.
Yes. Anti-fascist.
Why we cover our faces when we're out there. The world needs to see how demonic these little are.
So I should laugh. She was in serious distress. Good. These people have lost their fucking minds, they have. And she calls the No Kings protesters demonic. They're not the ones grabbing kids out of schools. No. Well, you see, hold on here. I think he's starting to realise that the people hate him. It's like I say, the stadiums were empty. And he looked like he was about to cry. He seriously looked unhappy, that he did. And the sheer boredom of this rather lame display, watching, it's worse than watching tennis, watching, at least there's some point to it, watching all these, military vehicles just drive by and some lame commentary. That wasn't patriotism at all. It looked like a rush job to me. Quick, let's get all the vehicles on the barges and send them to DC. Well, here he was. Oh dear.
We continue on with more USA World War I rolling stock. This 1918 Dodge Tornado was born in the legendary 1919 Transcontinental Convoy. 3,251 miles in 62 grueling days across the Lincoln Highway.
It has to be one of the most lame parades I think I've ever seen. I think the local bloomin' fete is better than that here in France. I'll tell you what, the Bastille celebrations, knocked spots off the Donald Trump's birthday party. There was nobody there. Hardly. An event like that, you'd normally be cheek to jowl, it would. But no, it wasn't. You see, people hate you, Donny. That they do. They absolutely detest Donald Trump. Now, you could argue that if there was an election today, Donald Trump would not be the 48th President of the United States. You could argue that. Where were they all? Where were all these so-called patriots who had voted for Donald Trump? Why weren't they at the parade? Why weren't they doing counter-protests? Is it because they're cowards and they didn't want to be attacked by the National Front? The National Guard? Maybe they're just cowards. They're weak, feeble people. They really are. Donald Trump is a weak, feeble person. A person who, quite frankly, just tells you what you want, or he thinks you want to hear. Jeffrey Epstein told us that when he was being interviewed by Wolf, the author. Jeffrey Epstein said, Donald Trump is a charmer, but he tells you what you want to hear, then stabs you in the back, basically. And he's quite quickly beginning to realise that the people hate him. Including the farmers. They're showing hatred towards him as well, since Donald Trump feels quite happy to round up the farmhands who happen to be Hispanics or Latinos or Venezuelans or whoever they might be, working their fingers to the bone, picking your food. What happens when the people realise they can't get no food? Oh, they'll turn on Donald Trump. So he quickly did a U-turn there. Yes, Donny. People hate you. You blithering feckin' idiot. You tangerine fucktard that you are. At least we can gloat. And we can... stand in glee. That we can. Up yours, Donny. And that's not to the... those two who were probably forced into parading up and down looking like a bunch of feckin' numpties. There was Donald Trump saluting the soldiers who were dressed up as Vietnam Com. The irony there with regard to Vietnam and Donald Trump. How many times did he, was it 4 or 5 times he managed to skip being enlisted into the army because of his heels? The man is a fucking conman. He's a grifter. He's a coward. That's what he is. Anyway, what say you? Please leave it in the comments down below. Let's all remember this moment in glee. Please. I have to admit, have I enjoyed this too much? I think I am. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, you can do it on Patreon or buy us a coffee. And the links are down below, because we couldn't do the channel without your support. We really could not, because we all got to eat after all. And I've got to feed the dogs. I've also got to buy copious amounts of medications as well, because they're all getting old. But anyway... links down below. We're also rewilding air in France, which is something positive with all this negative news that's flying about, where we're planting trees. Lots of trees, and providing habitats for the little birdies and other animals, mammals, and what have you. And links are down below. If you want a tree, we'll put a sign with a tree. And, yeah, anyway, that's what we'll do. Sorry, I just can't go with this. This is pathetic. All this money that was spent, your money, your hard-earned money that should have gone to, well... fund your healthcare, for instance. It's gone into Donald Trump's vanity parade, which didn't really have much vanity there whatsoever because it was a complete and utter washout. There was nobody there, plus it rained a little bit. There was no locusts, though. That was what I was really disappointed. I was expecting God to send the locusts, but I reckon he probably had run out. Toodaloo. Links down below.